Oh, I have been live. All right. This episode is brought to you by Anheuser Designs. If you need any custom apparel or anything like that, any custom hats, shirts, patches, anything like that, hit up Anheuser Designs over there on their Facebook page. Trevor Murphy will take care of you. And with that, we are. Hey everybody, what's up? It's Kyle and KZ.
More people get their voice out there, then I think they'll realize like we're all the same, really.
KZ decided, let's do it. Took the bait, so here we are.
Veteran Chat Project.
Where it's encouraged to not be okay all the time. What's up, everybody? Kyle.
And KZ.
And we are the Veteran Chat Project. And back for the second time this week. I know you're probably tired of seeing our faces, but guess what? Now you guys get to watch my beard come back in. But yeah, no. So with us tonight is actually another one of our sponsors, but also one of our original Entrepreneur Series guests, Will Putnam with Tejas Fabrication out there. What's up, brother? It's good to see you again.
You too, man. How's it been going, guys?
Dude, doing the thing, man. Doing the thing. Making some, building some bridges and talking to some cool people lately. Burning them,
you know what I mean?
Burn it.
It's all right. Some bridges you got to burn. It's just better just to burn them, let them go, and never even look back. So,
yeah, fuck that bridge.
We were talking about the weather. We were talking about the weather earlier. You said it's been in the hundreds down there in Alabama.
Yeah, like the heat. I guess the heat advisory or whatever is like 100. I don't know. Hell, it's about the same. But I mean, I love it. It's nice.
Hot is hot.
I need to get a fan though, like for the shop to make a little breeze. That's the only bad time is when it's just still. It's dead. It ain't got nothing.
You get one of them air movers, like the ones that look like a big turbo. They just sit on the floor and they just basically just made to circulate air. Put one of them at the door and one of them by the window. You'll at least circulate a draft in there.
Oh, yeah. Hell, I had a guy show up the other day. He was looking inside. He was like, "You don't have AC?" I was like, "No, I don't." And in all honesty, I never thought about it. Like, there's a lot of shops that actually they do have AC and everything. So they're all comfy and everything. So
I bet that'd be a super high cost though to heat it, like to condition a shop. Do you have heat though? Is it? I got. Well, I guess you don't need heat because you don't really have a winter, I guess.
Actually, it gets cold. Last winter, it dropped. I think it was like in the 20s. Like it froze up pretty good here. It froze up so good that when I walked in the shop one morning, my toilet was frozen. Oh. Like I had to sit there and take my torpedo heater, blow it into my bathroom in order to thaw my toilet so it'd make sure it didn't bust.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's cold. That's cold as shit.
Okay, so looking back, we've had you.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I'd say it's been a while, dude. May 5th was when I posted our episode, and then I think we actually recorded that one. That's when we were doing them on Riverside, and we actually were pre-recording.
Yeah.
This one's actually end of live. April. Yeah, so end of April. So, and it's almost July, dude. You know what? Real quick, I just thought about it. I haven't thought about it all day, except for one time earlier, dude. But it's June 29th, Boughton.
Yeah, I know.
Dude.
I've been thinking about it all day.
Well, like it popped in, so I think Carlson was the first person to share it this morning. The picture of the stands with their boots and the rifles and everything, and I was like, oh shit! Like I don't really think about it. I try not to, and yeah, that was yeah. So today was, what was it? 2009. I don't have the bracelet
629.
2009.
629. We left in 10. Happened in 11.
Yeah. So our commander, he had went to a different troop, and they got hit with indirect fire, and he died on the way to Germany, I believe.
Damn.
Along with some badass officers and shit they had over there. But yeah. So I mean, it just kind of made it even a better episode for me, because like we just get to remember, what was it, Captain David Van Camp that day. We talked about him a little bit on a Memorial Day episode, actually, and how just an excellent leader he was, and how you don't really find that. It's pretty few and far between, especially in the officers in the military, and that dude, he was actually, he had got blown up before he came and rehabbed and came back and was heavy 6 even. So like he went through it just to get back with us. That's just pretty crazy. But yeah, let's move on from that. So
it's always times like that, man. You'll be just kind of going about your day, and you won't think about it. Like for me, like my day is just kind of continuous. They just kind of go on, but then something will kind of click. Like you said, your buddy posted on Facebook and reminded you, and I'll get the same thing. Somebody will post something, and I'm like, oh shit, like that was today, and then it just kind of brings a lot back.
Yeah, and you don't really even think about it until you see it, and you're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit,
yeah.
oh shit, oh shit. Like, yeah, it was one of those dark anniversaries. As it depends. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's a shitty day, obviously, but I mean, nowadays you can look at it and then how many different ways you want to be positive about something like that. But I mean, I like to just remember that he was a badass dude, awesome leader. But yeah.
That's why I wanted.
Yeah.
I actually planned on going to the cigar shop today. For today, and I fucking forgot because we were like, just trying to landscape that front yard, and I was just like, it's like, we need anything else before we go home? I was like, yeah, cigar shop. It's the 29th, and then I fucking completely forgot.
You could do it. You still do it this weekend, 4th of July weekend.
Oh yeah, man.
3rd of July weekend. Or whatever.
Are y'all into cigars? Like that's a new thing for me.
I would just wind up trying to smoke cigarettes again, probably. So for me now,
one thing. First time I ever smoked a cigar, because I never smoked one, and I used to smoke cigarettes. I'm thinking, smoke it like a cigarette. Worst mistake ever.
Nope.
I smoked. Once I found out that's not how you're supposed to smoke it, I'm like, well, what's the hell's the point of this?
What's the point? Those are expensive, and you're supposed to just.
Yeah.
Like what? I'm so like I still smoke weed, so I'm like fucking. Like I gotta inhale that shit. It's just weird to me not to inhale it, but I mean, like, and I think they smell bad no matter what. This is a good one. No, it's not, dude. It smells like fucking dog shit.
They taste
wrapped in a good leaf. Give me a good like Canagar or something like that, and I'll smoke cigars with you, and I'll just be like smoking a half-ounce Canagar with you.
I mean, the only good cigar that I know of is the one that you cut open and re-roll. So
that's why I said the Canagars, dude. I don't know if you ever heard of that. Those are pretty dope. They do. So they're wrapped with dried out pot leaves, obviously, and then so it's flour, and then it has like shatter and fucking hash and all this other shit in it, and then they fucking roll them up, dude. Like you can get them like in California, obviously, shit like that. Like they have like Canagar shops that are just as nice and fancy as like a cigar shop wants to be, or it is. Some of those cigar shops are really nice. Like the whole cigar scene is like really nice and fancy. And they try to do the same. Elegant. That's what the word I'm looking for. So they're trying to add a little elegance to like basically you're just smoking a big ass blunt. But it's like here's this $100 blunt that will literally burn for you and your friends for like 2 and 3 hours. And literally, I mean, dude, I've rolled a couple myself because I just bought this little mold and was making them myself. Little small ones.
They need to do one of those things like with the Peter Griffin, when he shows up, these guys pop that and everything.
Shit.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, dude. Let's see. Since the end of April when we last talked, like a lot has happened as far as like conversations that have sparked and stuff. And I'm glad we get to. I'm glad you're back on because there's they pose great questions to ask everyone else. So like I think one of the big ones since you've been on, and I know you've been watching too, but the Letter to Myself. What do you think about that, Will?
I thought it was so. I try to catch them. Normally like this, but normally, by this time I'm starting to pass out, so I catch them in the mornings. I thought it was great. Like, it's a really great idea, and I really like to see how people were actually doing it and stuff.
Yeah.
Me myself, to me, it was more. I kind of just thought about it in my head.
Yeah.
Because I'm not one to, I guess, really kind of open up a lot.
Right.
Yeah. And I did open up a bit on the last show, and like I said, I opened up more to the psychiatrist and everything.
Yeah.
But I think it was a really great idea, and I really liked it, and just being able to read and see what other people was doing and everything was really nice. And I mean, I think it really kind of shows you, if you take the time and sit down and actually look at yourself, and ponder what you're doing and everything of that nature, it will actually it'll kind of open your eyes a little bit more.
Oh, for sure.
So
yeah, that's definitely the big one. Is that perspective. It always comes back. Yeah. It's like, man,
there you go. Yeah, the perspective.
I know Eddie Lowry hit me up last night. He's like, dude, I'm ready. He's we've talked a few times about his, and he's like, dude, it's like every time I look at it, it makes me want to cry. He's like, but it's like, I'm ready. So we need to get him on here to do it.
Oh, shit,
maybe I'll text him and have him come on at the end of the show and read his.
One of the ones
it's a good idea,
with the episodes, I can't remember the gentleman's name. He was I think it was Iraq or Afghanistan. He said that he was out by the Connex, and he went to pull the trigger, and the weapon malfunctioned, and his NCO came and unjammed it, didn't ask him any questions or anything. And
that was yeah.
Sorry, so I was listening to that one, and it made me think, because it a lot of people don't know it. I've never really said it. It was back in my darker days, when I had gotten out and I was doing all my stupid shit. I remember sitting there in a bathtub one day. Well, I was taking a shower, but I was fucked up. I was hammered, dog shit, fucked. And I just sat there and I was like, man, I could just make this all go away. And literally, as soon as I thought that, and it sounded like a great idea at the time, but then I remember what I'd always tell people, if you want to commit suicide, you're weak as shit. Not only did you just fail yourself, you failed everybody else around you. Just be a man, stand up to what you got to do, and just do it. But hearing his story about how he tried it, and then he tried it again, and everything, it made me think about when I thought about it, and I was like, holy fuck. I'm not, I guess how you kind of think, how I had talked about before, you kind of think you're the only one, but you're actually not. And so I kind of thought, hey, maybe I was kind of the only one that thought this, but then talked myself out of it, kind of deal. So that was a really good episode. I really enjoyed listening to that one.
Yeah, that one, Tony Dayton, that was his episode. Oh shit, man, he was definitely a cool ass dude to talk to, and that was a heavy episode to sit through for sure. But definitely thinking back on it, it's like I don't think that episode got enough attention for what it was, and it was such a positive message.
That episode right there, it's probably about a 45-minute drive from my house to the shop, and I think I got maybe 20 minutes into it. I had to pause it, listen to something else. Let
me take 5 on this one.
I had to take 5, and then I got back into it, and I was like, oh fuck, all right, I'm gonna listen. I got to do something else. I got to listen to something else. And then finally, it took me almost all day to finish the episode, but when I got through with it, I was like, oh fuck, man, hell yeah. So
yeah, dude,
that was
definitely one of those that dude got through it, I can go through it.
Yep.
That was probably, we've only been doing this for 4 months, I think. But that was probably the hardest episode I've had to do as a host, because it's, it's like you want to ask questions, but you also at the same time you don't want to reopen wounds when you ask the questions. But
and
I was super thankful that he shared what he shared. and it's just other than like my mouth like dropping to the floor, I'm just like I didn't know what else to. That was a very hard conversation to navigate, but at the same time, it was a great conversation to have.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, dude. That what going back to the letter to yourself. What's one thing you'd tell your younger self, Will, if you could?
You know, honestly, after really thinking about stuff, I would honestly tell my younger self not to change a single thing that I ever did.
Fuck yeah.
Because to me, where I'm at now and with what life experiences I have right now, all of that would be different if I changed just one single thing. And even though it's hard, like there's a lot of shit on your plate, a lot of shit on your mind. You know, I think that's what made you. That's what's put you where you're at right now. So honestly, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, that's kind of the it's kind of the approach I took with mine. Definitely, it was like more of just like an encouraging, just like hey brother, like you got some tough roads ahead of you, but you know what, like you're made for it. You're gonna think you're not a few times, but ultimately just keep pushing, and you'll get, like you said, like right where I'm at right now is where I never thought could even be possible to be. And yeah, I wouldn't be there without any of those holy shits. You almost fucking died tonight, or you almost went to jail, or you almost went to this, or you could have died in Iraq, or like anything like that, dude. It's just so crazy to think how life could have just been so different. Like every time I think of one, I'm always just like the Bone Thug song comes to my head. It's like, meet me at the crossroads. But I know it's like not what it means, but it's like in my head, I'm like, that's another crossroads moment right there. Like life could have went zigged when I should have zagged, one of the moments, and yeah. I also didn't want to fuck with the space-time continuum because I've been watching a lot of Ant-Man and the meta and all that shit. I'm like, don't fuck with nothing. Butterfly Effect. Another movie.
I was leaning more towards Ancient Aliens, maybe. They just had a marathon, I think. So gotta get in on
Aliens, man.
Honestly, like if I could grow hair, the main guy that's on
multiverse.
The main guy on the Ancient Aliens, he's got that crazy hair all over the place.
Oh,
and I always wonder, like, does he just wake up like that and it's bam done, or does he actually take the time to style?
He's probably bald. I bet he puts a wig on before the show.
Dude, I think that shit every time I see him. I'm like they have to like ask him, right? Like, hey, you good? You need makeup? Anything? You good? Like,
well. So they have it's called Alien Con, and I honestly I love Ancient Aliens because I mean if you get there sitting there and listening to some of this shit, man, it is like a YouTube black hole. It will make you think.
Oh, I mean,
your next door neighbor could be a fucking reptilian kind of deal, and you're just sitting there like, hey, this guy's got a point. Well, they got Alien Con, and I was like, you know what? I want to go to this. I want to see what this is. Yeah, until the tickets were like $500 something. I'm like, no.
Oh no,
I don't want to see that much. I ain't that curious.
If there's an alien, I mean, they'll probe you for free. Like they will land in your backyard and probe you for free. I ain't paying $500.
No.
What they're doing though is basically they're just like the aliens are the one putting this shit on, right? And they're just seeing the ones like, are you dumb enough to come to this shit? And that's where people just disappear from, and everyone's like, oh, the aliens got them. They're like, no one listens, you know what I mean? So they're gone. I mean, it's smart as fuck. We're actually going to get snatched up now that we just talked about it. We exposed a lot of their secrets tonight here on the Veteran Chat Project. Exposing alien secrets one at a time.
You remember that whole Area 51 thing?
Which one?
Oh, the takeover?
yeah, dude. What happened to that?
Seriously,
did we go? Did we win?
I remember what the whole climax of that, like people actually showed up.
Yeah, but there wasn't. So they made there's a documentary on that actually.
Oh shit!
I watched it, and the guy started out as a joke, and so then he started getting messages from I guess like the FBI or the government and everything. It was like, hey, shut it down, like stop promoting this.
Yeah,
but it was already set in motion, and they said like a bunch of people went out there, but literally nothing happened. Like
Yeah,
they all
they
just sat
they were just
around,
partying.
and there was like guy out there grilling or some shit. Like, no,
Damn, I was ready for all hell to break loose, dude.
Yeah, right.
man, I was
They're not
hoping
doing
maybe
shit.
there'd be some Will Smith shit coming out of there, like something fun.
Yeah.
They just
Apparently
come
not.
out the front door and start like showing off, like, yeah,
Yeah,
fuck you, like, holy shit! It's like the little alien from Paul, dude.
Oh fuck.
No, the
That's
ones
such a
from
good movie.
the ones from Men in Black, the little skinny guys that's always drinking and partying and shit.
I love those guys, too.
Oh fuck yeah.
Or the pug. I mean, I would even take the talking pug, Frank.
Oh, dude, Frank's the coolest fucking guy on the planet, on any planet. Shit.
Hey, I had a quick. I don't know. Maybe y'all can answer this question. So we were out shopping this morning. Like went to we like to go thrift shopping and Goodwill shopping on like at least once a month. So we went and I found like old Air Force and Navy uniforms. I thought that shit was illegal to sell. You can find a guy down a dark alley near Fort Hood that will probe you for free.
So
I was waiting for
charge?
someone to read it.
Oh yeah, you probably could at least once for free. Oh shit! Did y'all hear what I said?
Kind of.
you was going Goodwill shopping.
Yeah, no, like I saw like a bunch of like active, like Army BDUs or like multicam and then Air Force uniforms. Like I thought that shit was illegal to sell.
No. So no, like it's just like if you go down to like just normal.
Oh shit! Yeah, I know where you're going. Yeah, I forgot.
Like
I forgot about those.
Yeah,
places.
like Trader Joe or whatever it is.
I forgot all about.
But then you can buy that crap online. I mean, hell, they got what is it, mil spec and everything else that sells it and produces it.
I forgot all about that shit. I don't know why that shit threw me off. I was like, we can do that. We can just sell that shit.
When I got out, I probably had like 8 tough boxes full of equipment and shit. Well, not equipment.
I haven't heard that word in so long.
Right.
What, tough box
old TA50?
No, well, tough box.
Oh yeah, there's actually 2 sitting right here up on my shelf. I'm looking at. But yeah, so I called the guy because I was like, man, I want this shit out of my way. I don't need it.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, what all do you got? I said, man, honestly, it's easier if you just come look at it. Because so when I was going through CIF, like they print your record out and everything, and I'm sitting there and my record's got like 8 pages, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm going through, I'm putting everything together, and I mean, I got like woodland camo, the old desert camo, everything else. I go up to the lady and I was like, what am I supposed to do with all this? She was like, oh, we don't turn that in no more. We don't even use it. I was like, okay. Well, then I'm sitting here and I'm like going through everything. I'm like, why the hell do I got 8 canteens? Why do I have 4 flak vests?
Never gonna
like,
use this
oh,
shit again.
well, that's an old dragon skin vest. Like, what the hell do I do with all this crap? Well, so I just called the guy up. I said, man, just come look at it. He was like, okay. And so he comes and he was like, I'm gonna make you an offer on everything. I said, okay. He looked at me. He's like, $1,800. I was like, $1,800 what? He's like, $1,800. I was like, done. You want help loading it?
Oh my god! What?
But yeah, so honestly, like if you go online, like go on eBay and shit, dude, or just get on Facebook Marketplace. That's a good one right there. Get on Facebook Marketplace. You can find Kevlars, IBAs, just literally, if you're missing TA50, you can find it on Facebook Marketplace. I got bored the other day and was looking at it here. There's guys selling shit all the way around here. And I mean, there's not even an active duty post here.
I didn't, speaking of CAF turn-in, like I didn't know you could just pay out and be done.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was an option. I'm just like, hey, you're missing all this shit, or you can just pay X amount and fucking be cleared. I didn't know that was an option.
They didn't tell you that?
Fuck no. They didn't tell me that.
They didn't tell me to the window.
Until I got to the window, I was done.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I had already made like 6 trips back to like the whatever store to buy shit. And they were like, yeah, you got everything, but this you forgot the canteen cup. I was like,
how much is it? $4.
like, yeah.
Fucking charge it.
And I was like, wait, I can just pay for a canteen cup. Like, yeah, you could have done with all this stuff. I was like, you watched me leave here like 6 times.
So after I think it was my second time of being told that stuff's not clean enough, I got so tired of it. So I went down to my supply guy, and I said, look, here's what I got left on for returning. I said, give me a statement of charges. Because so they take the statement of charges, then they do the depreciation value on it, and then they just deduct it. So a $5 canteen cup is now $2.50 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper just to do that than going and buying one.
That shit pissed me off, man. And then I was in the middle, like my dumb ass, like I took terminal leave, and then I somehow like took terminal leave. I still had one more place to clear. So I flew back from Texas to Kansas just to like get something stamped. Yeah, I did not like that transition period was so rushed for me. I didn't think about shit. I had no plan.
I think my craziest one actually was coming from Fort Campbell to Fort Bliss. I took 2 weeks in between, and I was hanging out back home. And, you're having fun back home. I didn't even think about it. I look at the day, and I was like, shit, what day is it? And I think it was like a Thursday or whatever. Well, damn, when am I supposed to sign in at Bliss? Well, I look at it. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm supposed to sign in today at Fort Bliss. Well, lucky for me, I mean, I only lived, I think it was like 6 hours from my house to Fort Bliss. So I was like, fuck it, I didn't even tell my parents bye or nothing. Like I jumped in the truck and I called balls to Fort Bliss. Get into Fort Bliss and everything, get set up and go to in processing. Well, it's like my second day of in processing. My first sergeant calls me. Hey, where you at? I was like, oh, I'm in processing. He's like, all right, come up to troop. I said, okay, cool. So I go up to troop, and he was like, well, we gotta go up to squadron. So we run up to squadron and everything. My sergeant major is looking at everything. He was like, Putnam. Yes, sergeant major. He was like, you're gonna be my new gunner. I looked down. I was like, okay. First sergeant looks and he's like, no, he ain't.
Uh-oh.
He's mine. Sergeant major looks at him. He's like, no, first sergeant, he's mine. No, he's not. He is mine. First sergeant looks right at me. Have you taken leave yet? Negative. I haven't taken leave. Cool. You're on leave. Have a nice day. Bye. See you in 7 days.
Oh shit.
Okay. 7 days. I go back in processing because you have to start all over.
Yeah.
Started all over going through their little 7 day of fucking welcome to Fort Bliss shit. Get a call again. Where you at? I'm in processing. Come up here. Once again, they could not figure out who the fuck I was going to. They sent me on leave for 2 more weeks.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm serious. Like they go on leave. I even told them, I was like, look, I already have an apartment. I already have like everything set up. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like I'm sitting here in an apartment by myself. I don't know what the fuck to do.
Right.
Yeah.
By this time, I got almost like a full beard going on because I'm like, fuck it, I'm on leave. Well, finally I get in processed, and finally I end up going to troop. Sergeant major missed out and had somebody else come in, so they took him. But as soon as I got there, my platoon leader looks at me and he goes, have you been on leave? And I looked at him, I said, look, I've had enough leave.
Like
I was like, he was like, how have you I don't have any paperwork of you being on leave. I said, well, when a sergeant major and a first sergeant both tell you to go on leave, you don't argue. You just fucking leave and just go. And he was like, all right, fine. That's fine. So yeah, I had like 3 weeks, like almost a whole month of not doing shit.
Like free leave too.
Have you been on leave?
Didn't even have to sign out for that shit.
Have you been on leave? Hey, motherfucker.
Is that what you guys do around here? You just go on leave? Jesus.
I'll be honest, Fort Bliss was probably the most fucked up place I've ever been. I mean, it was horrible because, I mean, hell, you fall under first, and then you fall under fucking, let's see, what is it? You fall under first armored, then we would fall under 1-1 cap, but then we also did all the testing for DOD, so then we had to fall under DOD at the same time. So we had 3 people telling us what to fucking do.
Oh, shit.
And we had like 8 guys. They're like, oh, we got to split all these 8 guys up between 30 details. Well, what the fuck am I supposed to do that?
Sounds like heavy company when we got back from deployment, that first deployment, when everyone had left and there was like 13 of us. And then when we got stuck on Sergeant Major detail, that was normally like the other troops and shit had like 70 to 100 people.
Like 20
and then when we had it, we had like 20 max. And like of those 20, like maybe only 10 of them could do shit.
Yeah.
And we were maxed out, dude. They're like, fucking go cut the grass. Like we had every detail that they all have doubled or tripled or whatever because we didn't have the people.
We were on a detail when do you remember my wife getting into a car wreck with our oldest when she was a baby? Yeah, we were on a detail and like she got in a wreck and I don't know, I got a phone call from the hospital or something. And I was like, Staff Sergeant Sanders, and I was like, hey, I gotta go. My wife's got in a wreck with my kid. And like when I showed up to the hospital, I guess whoever had helped them out, like helped them get out of the car, like this, I guess he was a lieutenant colonel or something that was passing by. He helped them out. I really appreciated that. But when I went to the front desk, he was standing right there, and I was like, my wife Janelle Boughton's in here. She's got in a car wreck, and he's like, "Are you the husband?" I was like, "Yes, I am. Are you the one that helped? I appreciate it." He's like, "Yeah, is there a reason why she was scared to tell you that she got in a wreck?" I was like, "I don't know, man. Why are you asking me that?" It's like, I don't know. And he's like, "I don't, are you sure there's nothing going on at home?" I was like, "Bro, get the fuck out of my way."
Like, are you really doing this right now, sir? See, that's what I'm talking about earlier.
I was like, dude, get the fuck out of my way. And it was like I started saying like, excuse me, and then but Staff Sergeant Sanders right there, and he was like, Bowden, go see your wife.
Yeah, like, hey.
He's like, I got it. Is there he's like, is there a fucking problem? He's like, it's sir. He's like, is there a fucking problem, sir? Like, it's like, yeah, I remember that shit. Speaking of details. Like, damn.
I love that. Is there a reason? Like, maybe because she was scared, period? Because she just got in a car accident?
Yeah.
Or maybe she knew that my husband's platoon sergeant was insane. He would. He probably didn't say shit about that.
We always joke around, like me and her still to this day, like joke around, like you need to be careful. You're gonna get in a fucking car wreck. And then she finally got in one. She's like, I'm sorry. So I'm just glad you're alive. Fuck that shit. Yeah, that was weird. That was fucking weird. Well, I saw some. I'm gonna try to pull it back up here because I think it's one of the projects y'all are working on at the shop. Is it like a pink truck or something?
Are you talking about the one behind me?
Is that it? Is that a personal project?
That pink looks.
Yeah, this is
right
a personal.
That's probably the one. Oh, that is the one I saw.
Well, shit, man. Walk us through it. What you got going on?
That shit is sick, dude.
So let's see here. It's bagged and body dropped on 22s, so it lays on the ground here. I don't know how to flip this damn camera around.
Oh, no, you good?
But we got the bed and everything. We still got to finish it out and stuff. But so
is that for a customer?
No, this is actually my buddy Steve, the one that's supposed to be on. But
yeah.
Apparently, he's too busy.
Yeah,
working, trying to make money. I don't know why the hell he wants to do that, but it seems pretty overrated to me. I actually probably to pay for this. I think that's really the only reason we really work is just to pay for our toys. No, this one it was supposed to be a pretty quick project.
Yeah.
It was so we went and bought the truck in Memphis and it drove fine. Like it drove great. I didn't have an issue with it and everything. He was driving back up to Nashville from the shop and transmission went out on it. Well, he was like, how much to, rebuild a transmission? I was like, man, it's probably like $300-400. We just pull it out, drop it off. We'll get it back on the road. It was completely stock. And, he's like, well, let's just LS swap it. I said, okay. Well, then we're like, well, let's lower it. Well, that snowballed into, I have a whole back half sitting here. Let's just back half it, body drop it, LS swap it, and paint it. And, well, now it's hanging out at my house. So I get time to get back on it.
Oh, shit.
No, he's got the whole front clip up at the where he works at right now, body working it out on his spare time and everything. So we always got to put you always got to put your customers' vehicles first.
Oh yeah.
So it's ours is kind of a little slow project. So
hey, question for you, because you like that stuff. I assume you like work. You're one of those people that I would assume like working with your hands. Like,
oh yeah.
And you talked about last time you were on, you were talking about how soothing that is, that problem solving. What's more, what soothes you more, like doing those passion projects or personal projects, or fixing customers' vehicles?
Honestly, I would say if I had to choose anything, it would be doing customers' projects. Because when they bring you a project, like actually, so the Bronco we just finished, it left out Saturday. That belonged to her dad, who was restoring it, and he ended up passing away. Well, she inherited the vehicle, and so we went through, did all the paint body on it, all the interior and everything. Went through the whole vehicle, basically made it brand new.
Yeah,
and just to see how happy she was, and just to see like just to see the vehicle driving on the road and just seeing them enjoy it brings me more joy than anything. Like I don't know. It's just I guess, hey, being able to, how people be like, I built that. Well, it's like I built that, but it's more enjoyable to see them playing with it. With me, I'm bad. Like I'll build something, and once I lose interest in it, I'll sell it. I mean, if somebody comes up to me and it gives me a stupid offer, shit, show me the cash, here's the title, have a nice day, I'll go build something else.
Right.
Like honestly, for
more fun to build it.
What's that?
You have more fun building it than like enjoying it, like you said. And then like see someone that just to be like, I want that. Like, well, dude, here, have it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Money talks, baby. Let's see it.
Yeah. Hey, if you want it that bad, then here you go. So, but no, it's always nice just to see the customer smile and be happy with it. So, and then I guess building it for my buddy, it's nice. He gets to be happy, and if I'm lucky, he'll bring me a croissant or something. So.
Now your buddy Steve, is he a veteran too?
He is. Yep. Yeah, he was actually my old NCO.
Oh shit!
When he was up at Campbell, and he was part. He was a Marine before that.
Oh, that sucks.
And like I had said, he decided to come join the good team. So
we got cookies.
We do.
Come to the Army. We got cookies.
Yeah.
Like, can we go the other way around, Army to Marine?
They don't want you.
Marines don't take prior service at all, do they?
I don't know. I don't believe so.
Damn. I wonder what.
I don't know.
Like. I know I wouldn't. I know personally myself, I wouldn't succeed in the Marines world.
Well, seeing as how they only got like what is it? 2 places, 3 places you can go? California, and was it South Carolina?
Yeah, those are the 2. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I hate both places, so that'd be out for me. I mean, maybe if they put like a post in, I don't know, like San Marcos or something, maybe Corpus Christi, that'd be great.
That would make sense. Yeah. 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 Every Marine I've met in my path that's in the Army has done nothing but talk shit about the Army.
Like, then what are you doing? Why are you?
Yeah. It's like, this is what y'all do. Like, yeah, man, fucking live it up. Like, this is cakewalk. This is a fucking cakewalk.
Right.
Then you got the Air Force guys over there. They're like, yes, great Papon, yes.
Pinkies up with your water.
What's what's his name? I started following these guys on TikTok. One's like the lipstick drill sergeant or lipstick guy. I can't remember.
I think I know who you're talking about.
He's got the camo stick, and he's like,
yeah. But at the same time, he's always teaching you something.
Yeah,
and it's like super fucking awkward. And it's like,
so that guy, and then the mandatory fun guy. Have you seen him?
I think I've seen that one.
I think so. Yeah.
and then the other guy, he does the Army, the Space Force, the Marine,
yeah,
and the Air Force guy. I was watching one of his today, and it was like it had a little Space Force guy and the Air Force guy. He was like, "If there's drugs in the house, I'll find them." And a little fucking potato, and he was like, "We do them," and he was like, "No, we don't do them." So, but those three guys right there, they'll get me going all the damn time on the damn thing.
Do you guys remember fucking action figure therapy?
Yes,
Dude,
No.
yes.
Oh my god, you don't remember the PT belt skit with the fucking GI Joes and shit, dude?
Dude, how have I forgot about that?
Oh my god, I wish my internet would stop being a bitch, dude. I don't know what the problem is.
I do remember back in the day, like that when like YouTube was still kind of fresh. That YouTube video was real popular about like Rangers and Death Blossoms.
Death Blossom, you'll
Yeah.
use Death Blossom when you fight. Man, you'll fight. You'll
Special
fight
forces.
dinosaurs.
Fuck
Special forces.
So whenever I would see the little PT belt guy, it always made me think it was like stick. Y'all remember like stickdeath.com? I think it was.
I do.
I do.
Yes, it always reminded me of that. Like I wanted, you know what? I wonder if that. I'm gonna look it up. I don't even know if that place is still active anymore. Let's see.
What the fuck is this? You ever shoot a machine gun on a peyote?
I think
Or
he's
on peyote?
I think he's doing action figure therapy.
Is that what that's from? I was like,
Or that
is
might
that a
even be
legit
from the-
question?
Like, yes, I have.
I was like, damn, James.
You haven't?
Like, hell no. Speaking of peyote, we need to get small bear on here, dude.
Okay.
Action figure therapy. Dude, I don't remember that shit at all.
Hang on,
Apparently my internet's
I'm
being
gonna
like
look-
Kyle's over here.
I'm gonna look for the best one.
Oh, okay. Action figure. Okay. I don't remember that shit. YouTube was very fresh when I was in.
Oh.
It wasn't like it is now. Like, their social media is not like what it was now. I mean, I remember during when the whole Ukraine thing popped off, like seeing tankers like make social media videos from Poland. I was like, is that fucking safe? Like, should you be doing this shit? Like,
I was watching all kinds of shit whenever like some of my buddies, they would be posting shit. I'm sitting there and I'm like, how the fuck are you even posting? Like,
yeah,
you're out here with like your cell phone, like, look at what we got, just hanging out. What the fuck are you guys doing?
And the same with like even the the beginnings of like basic training videos. Like, it's day 3 of basic training. Watch me get ready. Like, what?
Yeah,
I know.
You got time for that?
You know,
Yeah,
that was so.
they're allowed to have like phone time, like
I mean, I'm happy for them, but it's just like that.
they don't even have. I don't think
Honestly,
they
you
have
know
payphones
what?
anymore.
I'm not happy for him because you know what? Y'all need to suck too. Like, it fucking sucked going through basic. You need to fucking suck also. Like, fuck your phone. Your mama will be there when you get back. Like, maybe, I don't know, the drill sergeant might hook up with her. Who cares? But whatever.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
If he's already your daddy.
With the new generation of I'll only speak on soldiers, but like the new generation of like Army soldiers, I've noticed a lot more and more with like close friends and their kids getting in or going in, and I feel like this generation's soldier is a lot more 9 to 5 than our generation of soldier.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Of just like, I'm done
like
with work.
It's like a side hustle.
Yeah, it's like you've just seen. I mean, and I'm basing I'm basing all of my opinions on videos that I see off like social media, like TikTok or whatever, YouTube. Like, I just finished my day. I'm about to go do this and this. Like, fuck, man. Like, it's like a regular job.
I think my favorite ones is seeing the girls get ready. Like, they'll be on TikTok and they're getting ready. I'm getting my hair done. I'm getting ready to go to work, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, man, y'all got all this time to do all this shit. Like,
That
I remember
time.
having like, what is it, like 30, 45 minutes between PT and work call? Like, you didn't
Yeah.
even shower. Like, you literally changed your clothes in your truck sometimes to make
yeah,
it
or
work
like
call.
12 dudes to a barracks room sharing a
Yeah,
quick, like, yo, keep the shower running, scoot over.
that's
Everyone's fucking
it.
like getting in. Like, all right, let's go get some breakfast.
Fucking run to the gym real quick, fucking shower if you had time.
Yeah, dude.
Shit.
Like, when did you guys
God
have
forbid it
time
was
for that
fucking motor
shit?
pool Monday because it was
Oh,
like
fuck.
back to back. Like
Yeah, because you
you had
did
enough
PT
time
in
to
the
leave.
motor pool, and then you just,
Yeah.
I just fucking stay here.
Yeah, Mondays were just like with my wife and I. Mondays were just like, hey, it's Monday. Like, oh shit, I'll see you at like 9. Like, yeah, I'll see you at 9.
Like me, I was surprised. Like if I got out before, I don't know, 18, 1900, oh, it was a great day. It was a
Yeah.
very great day.
Oh fuck yeah!
So
And it was so weird. Like being in the, I think I was in my career. I was in the middle of that transition, and just because like there were soldiers around me, like God, it's already 1600. We're still here. Like motherfucker, we got 4 hours left. Like
Yep.
tuck in. Like we got. What are we gonna do? I have no clue, but we'll
Sit
find
here.
out.
We're gonna
We'll
fucking
find out
sit here.
5 minutes before we have to leave. Then we gotta do some shit.
Like, at least
So
you didn't have
when
to
we
get
was,
here at 5:20 this morning for no reason.
Yeah.
so there was times like, especially like I would say like the halfway point between the deployments and stuff. Like when we first got back, it's like just get your work done and then send your Joes home, keep enough for staffing. And then it was the same way before we was going on. When I got the bliss, I was still set in that mentality of deployment mentality.
Yeah.
I got in so much trouble because the first week I was there, they were like Connex cleanouts. That's literally all it was. So we'd work till lunch. I kept one guy back with me and sent the rest home. First sergeant comes up, hey, where's all your guys at? I'm like, oh, I sent them home. Why the hell did you do that? Well, we're done. Well, they could clean the latrines. And I'm like,
Oh my
Fort
god.
Bliss literally has a cleaning company that comes in and
Oh
cleans
shit.
the entire fucking, like your offices, your floors, your latrines, everything. Like they clean everything in this building. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, why the hell is I'm gonna have my Joes cleaning fucking latrines when you got this? Oh fuck
Just
that,
show
man.
them
Send
that you're
home.
in charge.
Yeah.
Like, they fucking know that. They respect me more that I sent them home than they would if I was like, scrub that shit.
Actually, so me and Will, it was me, Will, and Briggs. The first week, how I was saying we was doing Connex clean out layouts. All right, so we go to our Connexes and everything, and there was two other NCOs, I think it was, that was there, that was in our platoon. Well, our guys are in there, they're pulling stuff out. Me and Will, we take our jackets off, throw them over, jump in. The privates just stopped in amazement and looked at us and goes, "What are you guys doing?" Well, we're trying to get this shit the fuck done. Let's get it done. Get it the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Y'all don't do that. What do you mean we don't do this? Do you know how many Connex fucking layouts I've done in my lifetime? Trust me, I can do this shit blindfolded. No, so before we got there, none of their NCOs ever helped these guys. Like they were in total amazement that an NCO could actually lift a fucking hand
That's
to help
crazy.
them.
That's pathetic, dude. That sucks.
Oh, dude, it was. And we straight up told them, we're like, look,
It's tragic.
no, we will always be right here with you, doing whatever the fuck it might be. And there was plenty of times I'd send them home, and hell, I'd be out there pushing a mower. Fuck it, let's mow. I don't give a fuck. So, but yeah, and I mean, I think the leadership style has changed a lot more here in the newer
for sure.
military also.
Oh yeah.
And I was talking to my girl the other day, and what brought it up? Shit. I can't remember what brought it up, but we were talking about how for the longest time, it was you were rough and ragged, just war torn fucking warriors ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
But then we've gotten rid of so many people to go back to the clean cut, presentable military. Yes. That's what it was. We were talking about how much of a transition it is, how much you have to relearn from stuff, because she had a bunch of the people that had worked with them at the hospital leave. And so how the knowledge was lost along the way because the older people left and it was never passed down. And I told her, I said, that's exactly what it is like in the military. We all get out, they kick people out, we get out, we move on because, they won't, they want clean cut, presentable. So a lot of the knowledge that we know is going to be fucking lost. It's not passed down. And so then when another war kicks off, they have to relearn everything rapidly in order to go back into stuff.
Yeah, dude. If war popped off right now, we'd be fucked. I think we get wiped out pretty quick. People would just be too worried about other shit, and then we'd be so political about everything. Like our last deployment was, you know, if you see him, you see him shooting at you, but he puts his rifle down, he is no longer a threat. Like what? Like yeah, no, like you can visually watch somebody shoot at you, but if he puts his rifle down, you're not supposed to do shit. He's not even supposed to touch him or nothing. He can just go. We drive by and he picks up his rifle and shoots at the next guys.
Y'all remember the Hearts and Minds? Did y'all do that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we Hearts and Minds it up.
So we changed it, and I mean I believe that we stood by the Hearts and Minds thing because we didn't mind if we put 2 in your heart. So it was kind of a heart and mind kind of deal.
That makes sense.
Like
2 to the heart, 1 to the mind. Hell yeah, dude. I mean, but yeah, you would have been in prison for even like you would have had to have like a long list of reasons and like a signed declaration of like the guy would be like have to write you a letter like I am going to shoot you now. And if you don't shoot me, I'm going to shoot you. And you're like, look, he wrote a letter. And like, okay, well, he's got the letter.
It's even signed by his goat. Okay, we have a witness.
He licked it with his blood. It's fucked up.
I think that's what was talking about earlier. Just like the different generations and how everything has changed and how you learn stuff. I mean, I take full credit and ownership of every mistake I've ever made in the military, but I think that's it. That had a lot to do with why I failed as a garrison soldier. Because I cannot tell you how many times I was counseled and told, like, hey, as a tanker, dude, you're a great tanker, you're a great soldier, but back here in garrison, you suck. Like,
you know, I wasn't good in garrison. Like I fuck up so many times.
Well, I just hated the fact that it's just like do shit just to do shit. Like you said with that, you know, like I sent him home. We were done. Like, well, we could have found more shit to do. But like, but why?
Like that guy. I know you guys have seen that meme of the army of just the guy sweeping the motor pool in the brain.
Right.
Yep.
Like I
think we've done that.
That shit just doesn't make it never made sense to me why we were doing stupid shit like that. It's like, hey, can we go home now?
There was another video. It was like, let me explain the military to you. And it was 2 piles of rocks. And the guy was carrying it from this pile to this pile. And then he was like, all right, now move it back. And he was like, why? He was like, because I said. He was like, but that doesn't make any fucking sense. He's like, welcome to the army.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
yeah. There was I just watched a video yesterday or this morning, and he's an army officer, but he was like, he saw this video of like this enlisted guy was like, hey, we're fucking late for formation. It's like, fuck. Hey, you want to just stop by the shop and get some tornadoes? You know, and it's like, and he was like, this is what's wrong with fucking enlisted. Like, oh fuck it, you're already late. Might as well be more late. And I watched it. I'm like, man, that makes sense to me.
Right, like you're already you might as well.
If I was already late for something, you know, I'm not going to be in a hurry. I'm already fucking late. I'm already in trouble. I might as well just own it, suck it up, and fucking move on.
How many times that shit has crossed my mind because I don't know how many Arc 15s I've gotten for being late. Just because like it's insane. But that was my mentality. I'm like, fuck 6:30, 6:35. I might as well fucking slow down because I'm not gonna make 6:30.
Oh, yeah. Hassler. Sorry. He said,
yeah, there was.
I'm already gonna get smoked. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Alder said after my son was born, I came back to work after 2 or 3 days or whatever it was, and I was at Hassler, had him scheduled for CU. That's great. Had to be Hassler. I don't remember a Hasselman. Hassler, that guy. I wonder where he's at. Well, actually, you couldn't say anything around this dude, and like to his credit, he knew like everything. Or at least he thought he did for the most part. But yeah, you couldn't say anything without him being like, well, actually, shut the fuck up.
So the voice. I'm not gonna say his name. So we had this guy. He was prior Navy. Okay, and he comes in, and literally every time. Well, actually, that's literally what he would fucking sound like. You would say something, but he wasn't right. He was not right at all half the time. And so you would sit here and correct him and be like, no. And so I would just start coming up with some stupid ass facts, shit that made absolutely no sense, just to piss him off and drive him crazy. And I remember this one time we was back in the back of the LMTV in Iraq, and he was sitting there, and I don't remember what brought the subject up, but we was all talking about girls and stuff, and he was like, yeah, so, my wife, she's got long strawberry, like blonde hair, and she's got titties that like hang down to here. And I looked at him, I was like, so actually, she's an orangutan. Like everybody busted up laughing. This guy got so pissed up, he stood up, lunged forward, but at the same time, the LMTV fucking hits the brakes. He goes flying out the back. So we all peek over and we look at him and we're like, are you good? Fuck you guys. I'm just going to fucking walk. Dude, this motherfucker walked. He walked all the way back to the Chews. But ever since then, like, I had not even thought about this guy for the longest time until you just said that.
Well, actually. Oh, dude.
Oh, shit.
I remember all that shit, dude. Just talking shit, and that one person just had enough that day. He was like, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, all right. I remember, what was it? Henny, when we had all them clean, like we had all that shit laid out of our Chews, and they had that mirror, and he like looked over at old Ginger and was like, dude's like, and like, but he tripped over a rock or something as he was like backing up. I think he might have been like play backing up, but he was like, oh, and then fucking falls through this mirror, and then it's just like all of a sudden it's just like this huge, like, everything stops, the whole world stops, and here comes Platoon Daddy, and it's just like,
what the fuck, dude?
Oh shit. It wasn't really that serious. Man. I remember that first deployment, dude. People would just line up in the rocks every night and fucking go after it, wrestling and shit.
Well, I think that's one thing I missed. That was actually so going back to Bliss, that was one good thing. I got to become an instructor over there teaching level 1 and level 2 combatives.
Nice.
But I think that's one thing I fucking miss. I used to fucking love combatives. Like, that was the greatest fucking thing. Like, Fridays, everybody's pissed off at each other. Fucking, we're doing combatives for PT. Fucking 10 o'clock rolls around, everybody's still beating the shit out of each other. And, they come over and like, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're still doing PT. We'll see you guys at lunchtime.
I think we only actually did that once in our platoon, like a combatives PT day.
No?
Yeah, I don't think
when I went to fucking Fort Riley, dude, they were all about that shit.
Well, it was pretty new, I think, as we were leaving. I remember like the squadron. Remember Doc Seeley like won like they did like a squadron formation, and Sergeant Major was just like, we're all doing combatives right now. Because our medic was Doc Seeley, who was he's a bad motherfucker. This dude still runs triathlons, and
he just ran one without any prep and got 3rd place.
Yeah.
He's like, I forgot. He's like, yeah, I remember. He's like, he said something like, I forgot I had this coming up. I've been working too hard.
Yeah.
I only got 3rd place.
And he was like an MMA fighter. He was like one of them like dudes that's just a freak athlete at everything, and he won that he won like the whole squadron tournament, like the random, like, here's the tournament right now, we're doing it. I thought that was
you always get those 1 or 2 guys that can just like wake up and fucking score a 300 on a 300 plus on a PT test with like 30 minutes of notice kind of deal. And I used to get so pissed at those people. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, how the fuck do you do this? Like, this is bullshit.
Steele used to do that shit.
What was his name? Geyer. This guy, he would take off, run, and make it to the turnaround point in like 3.5 minutes type shit. Smoke 2 cigarettes and fucking run back. And then halfway down, he'd light another cigarette and cross the finish line with it in his mouth. Well, I remember we were sitting there one day, and I'm hungover. I'm drunk.
It.
Yeah, I'm drunk as shit still, and they're like, "Oh, we're doing a PT test today," and I'm like, "Fucking awesome! Like this is gonna be great."
I'm gonna throw up today.
I did. I threw up all over the fucking place. And you know what? Like passing that PT test, literally, I was sitting there and I'm like, "What is my minimum? Like, what am I? How old am I right now? Like 20? What am I? 25? What's the minimum on that? Okay, yeah, okay, I can do that." And I remember crossing the finish line. This motherfucker sitting there smoking a cigarette again, and he's like, "Man, I envy you." And I looked at him and said, "What the fuck you envy me for?" He was like, "I could never still be shit-faced drunk and do a PT test." I was like, "No, you can just wake up 30 minutes and, just fucking knock one out of the ballpark, though." He was like, "Yeah, but that's easy." He was like, "I could still smell the alcohol just coming from you." I'm like, "Yeah, it was a horrible fucking night, man." Like, I left half of it back, about 3/4 of a mile back there.
I don't miss that shit at all.
Oh.
I remember one specifically we had to travel for, and it was like on the other side of Fort Hood. I was Sergeant Tolan was doing my push-ups, and I remember it was like pre-second deployment. Yeah, no, we did one like in a park. I remember, and there was like I don't know, it was a different. It wasn't the Railhead, it was a park. But we were there, and I just remember it was like fucking 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning or something. Like, you smell like a fucking brewery, and I was just like, Roger, I know. I'm fucking hurting right now. Did like 37 push-ups and just got up. And then did like 50 sit-ups and just got up and just ran like, oh my God, just keep up with. I just look for someone I know is running like 15 minutes and like just keep up with them.
Like going through, like no matter what my age was, I always just kept telling myself, I was like, I was like 45, 55, 15 minutes. I was like, that's what I was like. If I hit those numbers, I'll pass. Doesn't matter how old I am. So.
Oh shit!
What the fuck?
We lost Kyle. He's got some blue dots.
James said, I had to run. James said I had to run the track around Fort Hood Stadium once during a rainstorm, literally running through puddles, and I did not try at all. It took 22 minutes to run 2 miles. Oh fuck!
I think those were the worst ones. Like I didn't mind going like one out, one back, one out, one back kind of deal. Fucking running.
I like those. Yeah, the Railhead was like that. Just an out, a mile back and a mile back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the track.
Running around the track. What was it? WLC. We had to run around a track, and I swear to God, they picked the fucking shortest track where it's like, okay, you gotta run around it 10 times to equal a mile. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, y'all can't mark out a fucking block around this motherfucker? Like, damn.
They had a track up at Fort Riley that was like, there was like the one loop that's eight laps, or you could do the bigger loop, which is just 4 laps. But the bigger loop like went like this and shit, like a maze. So it's like, what do you want to do? The maze for 4 laps or run 8 straight? Like, I don't want to do either. Like, fuck laps.
Dude, I'll tell you what, the worst PT test I ever took was the one in Iraq, or one of them in Iraq. I think it was our first deployment. We got there like the second day. They're like, all right, we're doing PT test. I'm like, what?
I shit myself.
I'm like, what the fuck? And I just remember just like the air tasted so bad. Like I was like throwing up. You shit yourself.
You didn't know that?
I mean, I'm sure I did hear it at one point. You're also the same guy that got the entire post laundry shut down.
Oh yeah. Well, this is second deployment.
Oh, you shit yourself. Was it the one that I missed?
It might have been, but I had to like fart, and I just like, I let it rip, and I was like, oh fuck, and I took my fucking sock off and like went off to the wherever in the desert and just like clean myself off, and I ran the whole thing with like one sock. They're like, you fucking failed the run. I was like, I was missing a fucking sock.
Had to shit. Let me run again.
Yeah.
Like, let me do it again.
I think my favorite one was let's see, we was in Afghanistan in JBAD when we did a PT test, and then we did it was a Global War on Terrorism 5K or some shit. We had to run around this little fucking fob area. I think it was like 7 times or 8 times to get the entire distance in. I was by my like second lap, I was honestly like, can I just stop? Like, this is being so repetitive. Like, I am tired of fucking seeing the same shit all the damn time.
Shit. Kyle, I know what
the invasion, adjusting the local foods when he was initial invasion of Iraq. So I mean, they were probably eating that goat head stew or whatever, dude. Whatever. Like, you see any chickens around here? Fuck no, I don't see no chickens.
We had a guy shitting his Nomex cup. He just didn't make it. It's horrible, dude.
Nasty. Didn't Dutton shit in the fucking MRE box and the MRAP and it like missed? He explosively sprayed shit all over the back of the MRAP. Yeah, Cardwell told us about that on his episode.
I remember I remember what you're talking about now, the PT test for the first deployment in Mosul. That was just like, it was like down the way, you bank a left and you run back.
Yeah.
But the dirt was so powdery, like every time someone drove by,
was hot.
You might as well breathe with like your hand over your face because it's
Yeah.
What do you mean you can't breathe?
Spitting out dirt.
Like I got dirt in my
little
teeth.
mud. Yeah.
We was in let's see. It was I think it was JBAD at the same time. I decided it'd be a great idea. I want to go to EOD school.
Nice.
And so EOD was doing applications and shit, so I put them in and everything, and we just so happened to have a EOD unit there with us. And so I went there to do the test. Well, I showed up in full uniform and everything. I get inside the bomb suit, and of course, the fans don't fucking work. And so they're sitting there smoking the shit out of you and everything. Well, no, they're not smoking you. It's conditioning.
Yeah.
Conditioning. They're conditioning you before you start doing your test of, they'll throw 2 quarters, 5 dimes, and 3 nickels on the table, and then they'll cover it up and go how many was each one it was. And I think that honestly, that was probably my worst experience fucking ever, because it's not until the end that you take this shit off and you're completely drenched to your fucking ball sack that they tell you. Most of us just fucking stripped down to our skivvies. I don't know why you kept your whole uniform on.
Like, because you didn't tell me that?
Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
So you guys all share that bomb suit with your nuts? Just
then it got me thinking. I'm like, how much ball sack is in this bitch?
How much ball soup did we just make? Man?
I'm clipping the shit out of it. That's a promo for this next episode.
Funny, but damn.
I can't wait
till the
cheese
factory in this
like,
bitch.
and then they talked about ball soup for about 5 minutes.
Oh shit.
Chapter 37, ball soup.
There you go.
Ball soup and poop soup. Everything turns into a soup at that. Yeah, why does this smell familiar?
Oh man.
What you have?
After so long, you don't get that out of your uniforms. You can tell your deployment uniforms from your garrison uniforms by the smell.
Throw them fuckers away, dude.
Yeah, if you can't tell by the look of them, the smell for sure.
Dingy.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like, man, these things were brand new a year ago, and now they're just.
What was that? What was that called? The ADP. During deployments, you could order, like, you'd be able to get like 4 uniforms. And and stuff. Yeah. So I'd wear the same, like, wear out the same 2 or 3 uniforms, and I would just constantly order uniforms, shirts, and socks, and I'd stack them in a tough box. So that way, when I got back to the States, I had brand new uniforms for the whole year.
Oh, yeah.
And so every deployment, that's all I would do. I'd be like, fuck it, I'm just going to wear these same motherfuckers. So by the time I got done, it was literally get to the house. They're in threads. Like, there's nothing left of these damn things.
Do you guys ever have like dreams that you're still in, or like anything like that? So I have like a recurring dream. It happens quite often in different ways, but like I'll be in formation, and then like there'll be like open ranks march, and all of a sudden I'm like, man, I don't have a fucking uniform. I'm pretty sure I got a beard. I'm like, where the fuck is all my shit? I don't have an ID. Like, dude, I'm not even. I'm not even in the fucking army no more. You know what I mean?
Where's my 3-core book?
Right, like
it's
not
actually,
not my planner or my private book that I had to keep in for all that. So yeah, do you guys have anything like that?
It was like a couple of nights or a couple of weeks ago. I actually had a dream like that, and I remember like I was like in full uniform the whole nine, like just going about my way. Like it felt like a day in the army kind of deal. And I woke up all of a sudden, and literally the first words, "I ain't shaved my fucking beard." And I was like, "Oh damn, I was fucking dreaming." I was like, "Shit." I was like, "Damn, I really thought I was still in." I was like, "I ain't." Oh man.
Yeah, dude.
I don't have unless they're like really bad nightmares, but like they're good ones are the ones that like I sometimes I still feel like I'm sleeping in a tank. And it just like I don't open my eyes yet. I'm just like, oh fuck, I need to don't straighten your leg out all the way because you're gonna fucking hit something. And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm in my bed. I'm not in a tank.
I just had a thought when you said that, like that tank sleep, dude. That tank sleep used to hit different, bro. That driver's seat, that 2-minute cool down. I was the king of the 2-minute cool down, bro. Like, because in the tank, you couldn't get out. Like the driver, you hit a 2-minute cool down, you got 2 minutes, and you're like, all right, bet. And you're out. Dude, sometimes I'll be sitting in my recliner, and I'm like, because you're still in that position, and every once in a while, I'm like, you get that quick, and you like wake up and you're just like so energized from that tank sleep.
It's like you just woke up from a nap. Now go drive this 70-ton vehicle 5 feet down the road.
Yep.
James said, I'll have a dream sometimes about deploying and panic about putting my stuff up in storage. Yeah, that sucks. Do we lose Will? Oh, there he is.
Nope, I'm here. Sorry.
Just making sure. You're good. You're good. Dreaming of the FR8 snow. Yeah, not a fan of that either.
I remember Camo when we were on OP. He was like, "Sarn, I'm all wet," and we're like, "Would you fucking piss yourself down there?" And he's like, "No." Like he woke up from his nap and he was literally sitting balls deep in just FRH, like one of the hydraulic pumps had busted, and then he was just sitting in a pool of FRH. I'm just like, it can't be good for you, dude.
That's not good for you. That'll reduce your sperm count for sure.
That was actually the night that we called X-ray and had Chenault basically teach us how to fix the tank over the fucking radio.
There was so we had a generator go out, and who was it? We were attached to someone. I think it was 173rd. I can't remember. Anyways, their mechanics were fucking dicks. Like they would not fix our generator. Well, I called my buddy who was a mechanic. He was they were in Bagram, they were in Bagram at the time. And I told him, I said, "Hey, I got a 100K generator. I need a water pump." And he was like, "What?" I was like, "I need a fucking water pump. Ship me a water pump." And so he ended up shipping me a water pump. Well, and this is another thing like I learned in the Army is do not let them know that you know how to do construction and that you know mechanical shit.
Or from another one of our guests, Ghost, don't let them know that you're an artist.
Yeah.
Because they will pimp you out on all that shit.
Yeah. Because ever since that day, since I fucked up and fixed the generator, since then it was, "Hey, Will, I need you to go fix this."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so then it led into
making videos.
So all the bongo trucks and the Toyotas and shit that the civilians would all have. Well, some of them had AC, so it was actually quite nice. And so it got to the point we would take rocks, and I'd put rocks on top of the tires to see how long they sat there. And if they sat there for more than 3 days, I'd go over there, pop the locks, and hotwire. Well, we'd drive them around, enjoy them for a little while, and just leave them sitting there until one day we popped a general's lock. And,
shit.
Well, there was a whole fucking shenanigan, fucking blow up about that shit. Well, so then they're looking at it and everything. Well, a small fob. Guess who they fucking come to? Will. Do you know anything about this? Fuck no, I don't know shit. Don't know nothing. Nope, didn't teach anybody how to hotwire cars.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't even know.
You can what? That's real? I had no idea.
You take the red wire and you touch it to the blue wire like in the movie? Like, how do you do that? Why don't you just take a screwdriver and pop it and turn it? I mean, that's what I've seen on YouTube.
Like, I'm colorblind anyway. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, so growing up, I had a bad habit of stealing my grandma's Honda Civic, and my dad they confiscated I think 15 keys from me because I would go get key blanks.
I don't know why I just thought keys like kilos. I was like, God damn, Will, damn, dog.
No, actually, I was doing
send you to prison.
Yeah, so I was 15 years old going to pick up 15 kilos
keys, baby.
in my grandma's Honda Civic. That's when Fast and the Furious came out. So,
hey, well, I don't want to. So I guess that gives away how I grew up. Not me personally, but like that at 15, like I knew motherfuckers that were doing that shit.
I mean, so your guys was picking up kilos. I'm over here filing keys to the fucking jack cars and shit.
Not me, never me. Never did it. Actually, don't know shit about shit.
Man, I was thinking about what was it, the episode before last, the adjusting fire.
Yeah.
Y'all did. And I was listening to that the other day, and I cannot remember what it was, but I was listening to it because I had my son down here, and he looks at me. He was like, "Yeah, I listened to your episode, your first episode. I looked at it because I'll be honest, I was surprised. I said, you did what?" And he was like, "Yeah, I listened to it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Dude,
well, then y'all said something, and I should have rewatched it just to remember. But he looked at me and he was like, "Exactly." And I looked at him. I said, "What the fuck do you know about that?" He was like, "I listen to Veteran Chat, Dad. I know." And I looked at him. I said, "I'm about to take it away from you. Like, I'm gonna ban your fucking Spotify."
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
That's one of our 5 listeners, bro. You better chill. You better let a little homie listen. He's just trying to get to know his pops.
Right. I mean, honestly, hey,
That's dope, though. That's fucking dope.
But no, I was sitting there, and it made me going with that. How you had to adjust fire, and it kind of makes me think of times that just in your daily lives, how you have to adjust fire and stuff, because you could go in with the most laid out plan, and it's fucked. Like, it'll be fucked. So you got to adjust. And I mean, I deal with it a lot, especially with parts and stuff.
Oh, I was gonna say the first thing that popped in my head for you was parts. Like, oh fuck, I can't get this part. This guy's closed. I need this shit by today. Like, who can get it to me now?
Well,
who's
so
not
like
taxing.
So 2 weeks ago, I had a bad ECM. I had to send it back to the company. I called the company and they're like, "Yeah, we got you. We'll warranty it out." I'm like, "Awesome." They're like, "We're gonna send you a shipping label." I said, "I don't fucking need that." I went and overnighted it. Well, I called them about a week later. "Oh, well, we're gonna get that out to you." Well, it's been 3 weeks. I just got it today, so it's been 3 weeks and everything. But with that, I had to adjust because the vehicle I was working on should have already been gone. So I had another one scheduled. So now I had to call and explain to them, "Look, this is taking a little bit more time. I know you're supposed to be in here right now, but give me another week. We're gonna get you in," kind of deal.
Yeah.
And there was one thing my instructor taught me during combatives, and I would teach people whenever I was teaching it. He said that you can go into any fight with the most laid out plan. As soon as the first punch is landed or thrown and landed, all plans go out the door. And
yeah, it's survival mode.
Yeah, and I think if you kind of think about that in life, like, it applies to almost everything you do daily. Even the most simplest plan can go haywire. And I think with a lot of us, we are, how I had talked before about that A to B personality kind of deal. We like to kind of be in control. We like to plan things. And if something fucks those plans up, that fucks our day up. And so I think that all just kind of wraps itself around it. Like it.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Hell yeah.
It's a never ending process of adjusting fire
It
throughout
is.
your day. Yeah, it's never ending. I've been dealing with that shit, myself for 3 days, trying to put rocks into this, freaking whatever you want to call it out here. But trying to landscape this little area. First thinking I need 20 bags of rock is good. Like, no, you need to go buy 30 more. No, go buy 20 more. Go buy 10 more. It's like, fuck. But yeah, that's pretty much exactly what Alder said. Plans are great until the mission starts, then the plan goes out the window.
Oh,
Goes out the window, dude.
Get it. You know what? One thing, real quick, what we really need to get in on is we need to get these guys to sponsor.
We haven't said their name once this episode. Last time it was we said about 36 or 37 times. But they're not paying us, so I'm not saying it.
We're just giving slight keys.
Not saying till they paying.
What is that? Y'all ever listen to like Chris Calico and Tech Nine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How he goes with the Malibu Lou. He was like, I drink it, but they ain't paying me. But if you want to. So.
Yeah.
We had I remember one of my birthday parties over at Morales' apartment, dude. Remember I made that caribou Lou, and I made like 3 jugs of it, dude. We got fucked up. That was a good time. I miss Morales, man. This is another shout out. Where the fuck are you at, Gabriel Morales? If you have seen or heard of Gabriel Morales, I know there's probably a lot of them, but he's our mojo, and we need him.
It's a hard person to find. What's his name? Gabriel Morales. Where does he live? El Paso, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Narrows it down quite a bit.
Well,
he lives in El Paso?
That's where he's from. So I assume that's where he went back to.
Gabriel Morales.
Or yeah, he went back there for a hot minute.
I'm gonna have to ask Walker to start looking for him. Go find our boy.
What you need to do is you need to just get you a picture, and like hashtag Chuco Town, and see if he starts popping up around there.
Oh shit, that's a good idea. I'm gonna help my dog out here in just a sec. You want to ask me that question that you asked Pam about the offer? What you offer as a human being?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead? You want to finish off with that, or what do you want?
Yeah. I'm just saying, give me like 10 seconds. I'm gonna let my dog out.
No. No. So Pam, our last guest, Pam Bodigan from 2200 Taps. She brought up a question. Well, she brought up through a conversation, just kind of like almost like a words of affirmation type deal. We kind of talked about Tuesday. So it was basically like just like, what do you think, like as a human being, as a man, as a father, as a husband, like what do you bring to the table? You know what I mean? Like what makes you and in the aspect of, like I said, like a father, husband, or that whole deal.
I guess I would have to say dedication and the unwillingness to give up on anything. It doesn't matter how hard something gets or how easy it gets. I will always be there to make sure that everybody has what they need, and that just to be that continuous driving force. Like in my previous episode, how I said, I wasn't there for my son growing up a lot, and so now it's really made me want to be there even more. And so I think just a lot of people could be like, I'm a caregiver, I'm a protector. I mean, that should be a given.
Yeah.
But you have to be that driving force. Like you have to encourage them, help them accomplish their goals just as much as they help you accomplish yours.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I feel that for sure. That's That's pretty dope. I keep hearing my echo and it's fucking me up.
No, me too. It's all good. Yeah, I like that dedication and unwillingness to give in. That's a good one. I like that. Fuck yeah. Well, it was I appreciate you coming to hang out, dude.
Yeah.
Chat again. Definitely do it again. Kyle, you got anything before we wrap up?
I don't, man. Just shout out to Will's son for fucking listening to us.
Fuck yeah. And be careful what you say. Don't get me in trouble, dude. Yeah, but with that being said, I just want to thank Will for hopping back on and just chatting with us again. It was good catching up, just talking, shooting the shit. Opening the conversations up. Thanks for everyone in the chat. What Kyle said before, about Will and his business over there, Tejas Fabrication in Elmont, Alabama. Feel free to hit them up. They're on all the platforms, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. You'll see all their work. I've been on their Instagram the whole show, just looking at their stuff. It's super cool. But if you guys want to be in the show, you reach out, veteranjapproject@gmail.com. Messages on Facebook or on all the other social media platforms.
Another slam dunker.
But if you're good, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. We love you, everybody. Just remember, you're not alone. Thanks.
See y'all next week. Have a good weekend. Love you. Bye.
Peace.
That is.